New Zealand and Australia is going up against each other in the second Bledisloe Cup game. Who's taking the trophy home? Welcome back to SkinnyBru Rugby, guys. So the Rugby Championship is over, but the All Blacks and the Wallabies still have business at hand. They have the Bledisloe Cup game, the second one, this weekend, and the Bledisloe Cup is obviously up for grabs this weekend. Last weekend it was a massive surprise when the Aussies actually got a big victory over the All Blacks in that one. It was pretty big there. This is a contrasting game to the South African Argentinian game, which is probably just everyone picking their second teams or the fringe players. In this one, everyone's picking, or both teams are picking their strongest sides. Well, kinda. There's some mix and matching from the All Blacks, but I'll get to that. Remember to subscribe if you like my content, and then join the SkinnyBru pools down in the description below. I see it is filling up. There is some Australians and New Zealand guys on there, some guys from England as well. I want to see some Argentinians in the pool as well. Here we go. So it is New Zealand versus Australia in Auckland this weekend, and it's not gonna come easily for any of these sides, especially not for Australia this time around. The team is relatively unchanged for Australia. They went with only one change in the starting 15, only Coleman coming in for Arnold, who is injured, and then some players that were changed on the bench. After they beat New Zealand 47-26 last weekend, New Zealand will be angry, so Hansen made a bunch of changes. I think it's 5 changes at the end, and he said he would want them to give 200% better effort in this game. I think if they give only 50% better effort, they will win this game, because I mean they had a poor game last weekend and they still managed to score a couple of great tries in that one. So with the All Blacks, they do not need to have a great game to win it. So for me, they could still manage to win it even if they don't have a great game, but I am expecting a better one from them. Let's start from the back in this one, because it's the biggest talking point again. From the back, it's continued the number 15 Beauden Barrett with Mahunga at number 10. Third time lucky, or is it the fourth time now? I'm not sure. I still don't get this mixture. I saw the thinking in the start, but it still hasn't delivered anything. Maybe as the combinations get a little bit more correct and everything flows a little bit better, but nothing has happened for the sides. I don't know why it's continuing. Hopefully for them it sorts itself out, but Beauden Barrett is basically, every time he comes into the fly-off position, everything just runs a little bit more smoothly. So I think he should just get back to that fly-off position. Mahunga, he's a great player. I just don't know what's going on with the combinations. But then, that being said, you can see this is definitely Hansen's plan for the World Cup, if he persists to go with this combo of them at 10 and 15. The Crusaders, they brought in Bridge and Reece as well for the wings, in the shape of Ioane and Ben Smith being dropped from the side completely. While the Australians, they have their normal side. They still have Hodge and Kurabeti in the back, and then especially Beale. He was impressive last week at fullback, and he's just going to be all over the park again. That back three scored 4 tries last weekend, so that's just going to be good for them again. Hopefully we can see more of the same. The reason for Australia's back three doing so well, James O'Connor at number 13, he was exceptional last week. He was just linking up play really well with that outside backs. He didn't run too much with the ball. He didn't kick it away or anything. He was just the guy linking up play. And then the inside centre, Samu Kurevi, he's just going to continue with his great form. They are up against Sonny Ball Williams at the inside centre, who has been recalled after being playing a little bit of Mitre 10 Cup, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe just help me a little bit, New Zealand guys. And then Anton Leonard-Brown has been shifted to the 13 spot. I haven't ever liked him at number 13, actually. I like him more at number 12. I know the Chiefs did it a little bit earlier this year when Nankivell and him shifted around as well, and it didn't go smoothly the one weekend, but the other weekend it went really well. So maybe this weekend it goes differently with Sunnyball on his inside. I mean, Sunnyball is a different player than anyone else. But what would work really well with Anton Leonard-Brown at number 12 or at number 13 is he is going to close down James O'Connor at number 13, who was a playmaker in the Australian side. I think Anton Leonard-Brown made 12 out of 12 tackles last weekend, so him on that 13 channel is going to be difficult to break. He's in because Goodhue has been injured and is out for this weekend's clash. As I said, Mahunga is at 10, and then Aaron Smith is at number 9. They are up against White and Lealifano, who really stood out last weekend. This combo is really working. Well, last weekend it worked. 2 weekends before that, White didn't play as well, but Lealifano did. But this is raising some questions. Does this mean this is the first choice Rugby World Cup combo for the Wallabies or what? Because that would be quite strange, but it is actually a good combo, so I would go with it. It is a ex-Brumbies combination, so that's good for me. Then at the loose trio, 6, 7 and 8, it's Salakaya Lotto, Hooper and Naisarani. They have been really standing out this season. They haven't put a foot wrong. And one question I have to ask, how many minutes will Hooper play before he gets that eyebrow of him a little bit of impact and it starts bleeding again? That guy, I wonder how many stitches he's had there, but he's just such a tough bloke to play against. Then they are playing against Savea, Kane and Read. They played well last week. Savea, he had one mistake in the defense, but further everything went well. Locks, Tuipaluto, he's in for Retallick, who's injured, and obviously Barrett, who is suspended. I've always liked him. He's a good leader for the Blues. He's a strong runner. He doesn't do anything flashy. He just does his job, and he does it really well. They are up against Rodda, Coleman, for the locks, and then for the front row for Australia, it's Sio, Latu and Ala Alatoa. Latu, he did really well at hooker last weekend. I liked him. I always say he's a bit better than Falau Fahinga at hooker. Falau Fahinga is very good at the back of the maul, but Latu, he's better overall as a hooker. The front row that they are going up against for the New Zealanders, Moody, Coles and then Laulala in for Owen Franks. On the bench we have Taylor, Tuungafasi, Ta'avau, Himopo from the Highlanders. I've liked him always. He's a good lock. He's a quick runner actually. He also he reminds me a lot of Archie Snyman from the Springboks. He also has good hands. Then Todd, the unsung hero from the Crusaders. Paranara, I'm actually questioning, shouldn't he be starting? He's been a little bit better the whole season for me. I think he should be starting at 9. Then Laumape, he's unfortunate that Sunnyball just comes into the side straight in, but with his experience you could probably have expected that. And then Geordie Barrett rounding off the bench. The bench for the Wallabies, it is Falau Fahinga, Slipper and Tupou. It's a great front row for them, and they are just going to represent when they come off the bench. For the Wallabies, they also brought in Simmons on the bench, and then Wright will make his debut if he actually comes off the bench to make his debut for the Wallabies. Then Guinea, he's the replacement for White, and then Tumua, and then Adam Ashley Cooper, he might make his 118th cap in this one. I read somewhere he's going to be the 16th most capped player ever, so that's a great achievement for him. And man, he's still in his top form. I think he's not in his prime anymore, but at his peak anymore. He's definitely at his prime, but he's not at his peak performance anymore, but he really still has what it takes. For this game, I think New Zealand will play a little bit better than last weekend, or definitely play better than last weekend. The question will just be that number 10-15 combo that really needs to play better. Anton Leonard-Brown at 13, he could be crucial. He could shut down a lot of runners with him targeting James O'Connor. It could be a very good move from Hansen A very smart move from him. The Wallabies, they will push the All Blacks because they have a little bit of confidence after that big victory they had. But to do it in New Zealand, that's a different ask. I don't think they can do that. I think New Zealand will win this one by 5. Let me know of your thoughts for this one, guys, in the comments down below. Remember to join the SkinnyBru pools that is in the description as well. And hit that subscribe button if you like the channel. I will see you for the next video. Cheers.